less marks in the academic performance quotient 1+2 of the selection process. No.
नहीं आप फिर कंफ्यूज कर रही है. You will not be able to. You said that there are two different things. I was part of the interview which had taken for civil judge for the ADJ. That selection committee cannot arbitrarily say that Shobha Menon is more meritorious. She be appointed as a ADJ.
कि आपकी पकड़ और पहुंच कहां तक है?
जी पहुंच. Yes, that is the right word.
पहुंच.
Okay. They have. आप बताइएगा क्या है पर्ची क्या है ये तो विधानसभा में जैसे अफसर लोग नेताओं को देते हैं पर्ची इन कंटेक्स्ट. आपके लेवल के वकील को जो है पैरा 7 यहाँ से पढ़ना पड़ता है. आप ओरल आर्गुमेंट नहीं कर पाते. इस हाई कोर्ट का इतना पतन हो चुका है. ब्रीफिंग काउंसिल को केस नहीं मालूम रहता. पढ़ के आना चाहिए वकील साहब, स्पेशली जब क्लाइंट पीछे बैठा हो, पर्ची देने की स्थिति में हो तो.
But what I'm trying to say, इनका बेस क्या है? इनका बेस है पेज 8 में और पैरा 5.11 में. What does she say? She says that और नाम सबके लेते हुए to show that the said aspirants were less meritorious than the petitioner and were given. Now please see, and were given less marks in the academic performance quotient 1+2 of the selection process. No, this is the scrutiny process, shortlisting process, which was carried out prior to the interview.
So where are the minutes of the meeting of the selection committee? Selection committee.
This is what it is.
No. Selection committee.
यही तो है और इससे ज्यादा नहीं हो सकता कुछ.
नहीं वो तो हम देखेंगे क्या इससे ज्यादा कितना होगा.
We'll come to it. Other universities also have.
इसमें लिखा है on the basis of the academic record. Please come to document C.
Right.
Relevant experience and performance in the interview.
Right.
The selection committee unanimously recommends that the post of the assistant professor in the School of Commerce and Management may be offered to.
Right.
Now, where is the consideration made by the selection committee allocating marks under different heads? Interviews.
Under heads interview?
Yeah. Where are the marks?
No, that is what is it, sir. Filtration कैसे चलता है? In universities में filtration takes place at the shortlisting level, sir. वही तो सब कुछ देखते हैं. Well, I'll come the decision of the Supreme Court, how it is taken care of. Now, this being the position, accordingly, the catering takes place, filtering takes place, my lord. And after filtering, the shortlisting list comes in. Then their performance at the interview. She doesn't say that she was not interviewed, please. She doesn't say that she was not interviewed. She says that I'm more meritorious on a basis of a shortlisting. That is a wrong submission before the court.
Everything is accepted. Whatever you are saying is right.
Right.
Then where is the comparative evaluation of the shortlisted candidates? You show me the evaluation of the merit of the shortlisted candidates, which resulted in issuance of.
पूरा shortlisting का.
नहीं, आप फिर confuse कर रही है. You will not be able to. You said that there are two different things.
Stages, two stages.
Right. One is shortlisting.
Very right.
Another is the selection process.
Very right.
For that selection committee will set.
Very
now
right.
That document C says that the selection committee met at Delhi on 3/4/2013.
Right.
They considered certain parameters and recommended these 7 candidates under different categories.
Right.
Now, where is the deliberation of the selection committee?
Well,
if you sit in, because I have also sat in an interview.
Right.
And all the interviewers grant marks under various parameters. I was part of the interview which had taken for civil judge, for the ADJ and for other posts, and we know this for sure that the selection committee cannot arbitrarily say that Shobha Menon is more meritorious. She be appointed as a ADJ. We'll have to say that. We'll have to say that what are the marks obtained by her in the interview.
Therefore, they say the academic, relevant experience and performance in the interview.
So please show me that one page where the selection committee had considered the comparative merits. That will be the end of the matter, because I am conscious of this fact that court cannot sit over in a judgment over the recommendations of the selection committee. But you will have to bring that 1 page, 2 page note of the selection committee where comparative merits of the shortlisted candidates was adjusted.
So we've already said in our affidavits there's been no marking, please.
That's all.
Right? So the question of filing a document doesn't arise.
Please give me the judgment.
No. Please permit me to finish it off, my lords.
Once you say there was no marking,
I said so in my affidavit. I've said so because on the last date, my lords wanted to know that.
Yes.
So what is the basis?
Affidavit number.
My lord, the basis is.
Please give me the number of the affidavit. IE number.
No. The basis is, my lord, is only about the shortlisting insofar as the petitioner is concerned, my lords.
Date and number of the affidavit.
What is pleaded by the petitioner cannot be ignored by this honorable court.
Yes.
She is only going ring around the shortlisting and not against the main selection, please. B, she comes after every participation. Can this court entertain under Article 226?
ठीक. Let us read the relevant paragraph.
Yes. He is the petitioner. The deponent, my lord, is the in charge. I come to, my lord, page 4, page 3, para 3. With my lord's permission.
Yes, yes, please.
The deponent submits that petitioner applied for the post of assistant professor under the OBC category in the Department of the Business Management of the university against the advertisement number so-and-so. As per then governing provision, that is the University Grants Commission, minimum qualification so-and-so 2010 were in force. As per Appendix 3, Table 2C of the UGC Regulations 2010, the selection committee criteria weightages, total weightage 100 for the assistant professor is as follows: academic record and research performance, assessment of the domain knowledge and interview performance. Copy of the relevant extract of the appendix, my lord, is A. When we have a look, my lords, page 9.
Yes.
Right, my lords? Let's have a look, my lords. The minimum API scores is the first column.
Yes.
Right, my lords? The second column goes for assistant professor / equivalent cadres stage 1.
Yes.
Now, what do we have beneath that under the minimum API? Against that, what do we have?
The-
Minimum qualification as stipulated in these regulations.
Right.
Right? Now, when we come to associate professors, consolidated API score.
We are right now not concerned with associate professor.
नहीं, क्योंकि उसमें point से API के 300 और इसमें professor में 400. But what is required is next phase में selection committee के criteria क्या हैं?
Yes, आइएगा वो बताइए.
उसी में ये academic record and research performance.
Yes.
Right, my lords?
Yes.
That is at the filtering point.
Yes.
Assessment of the domain knowledge and technical teaching skills.
जी.
And then you have the interview performance.
Yes.
That becomes the basis.
Right.
Am I clear with my lords?
Yes.
Right. I skip and come to the next, my lord,
जी,
which
जी.
is document C.
जी.
The deponent humbly submits that no mark list was prepared by the selection committee and assessment were made as aforesaid. That is what is the para reproduced and as is the document on record.
जी.
The deponent humbly the deponent submits the aforesaid recommendation along with the recommendation of different discipline of selection committee was approved by the executive council in its meeting of 24/5/2013. My lords, this is 24/5/2013. This is not under challenge.
Right.
That is 4 years prior to filing of the written petition. Right, my lords? What was the resolution of the executive council was that they did not fill the eligibility criteria. That has been reproduced, right, sir?
Just read it.
The council deliberated upon the directives of Hon'ble the President of India in his capacity as a visitor of the Vishwavidyalaya, as also on the report of the committee submitted in the matter and resolved as under. That the services of assistant professor, namely so-and-so, 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 be terminated as they do not fulfill the eligibility criteria for the post of assistant professor at the time of their appointment in terms of the UGC regulations 20 point so-and-so. Further termination orders be issued immediately by paying them 1 month's salary in terms of the provision contained in statute so-and-so of the Vishwavidyalaya.
How this is relevant here?
No, I'll just come.
जी.
That is the directives of this court, division bench, my lord. Right, let's.
जी.
Since the expert committee has given its report prior to so-and-so and the executive council failed to consider such amendment while accepting the report of the expert committee to terminate service of the petitioner, therefore we find that the action of the university is wholly untenable, illegal and against the UGC regulations. Consequently, the decision of the executive council dated so-and-so and the subsequent order of termination dated so-and-so is set aside. The eligibility of the candidate may be considered by the executive council. There was an according. Against this, the matter traveled to Supreme Court.
जी.
Table 2C.
ठीक है,
which
but
for same thing.
What the Allahabad High Court says about
Allahabad High Court says, now,
in this case also interviews were not conducted?
beg your pardon?
In this
Everything
case-
is done. Everything is done.
No,
The
no,
question
no.
of marking is not there.
नहीं, नहीं.
No way has it said the mark list should be shown or no, nothing of this kind.
Come to the relevant
I'll
part.
come to heard the rival submission and peruse the record.
जी.
The court has been much more,
Which page number?
page 15.
जी.
It is necessary to indicate, I'm there with my lords?
It is necessary to indicate, yes.
It is necessary to indicate that there is exhaustive methodology and guidelines, as it was suggestive guidelines as the council put across, which is also RJ2. Guidelines provided for shortlisting the candidates by which procedure has been given for shortlisting the applications to be called for interview before the selection committee and for which stages of so-and-so have been provided. That is the shortlisting procedures. Then comes, my lord, there was some sort of a human error was in far as that thing was also concerned, but that was also ignored. The Apex Court did not consider that, Allahabad Court did not find that with this. Then next, it is clear from the affidavit filed by the university, the last paragraph of it, that the expert committee had carefully examined and scrutinized the qualifications, experience, and published work of the incumbents before selecting them for the post in question. We do not find ourselves justified in sitting in appeal over the unanimous recommendation of the expert committee. The expert committee had in fact scrutinized the merits and demerits of each candidate, including the qualification and the equivalent published work, and its recommendations were sent to the university for appointment, which were accepted by the university. It is a settled legal position that the courts have to show deference.
मैं भी आपसे कह रहा था.
हाँ, तो यहाँ ऐसा नहीं है सब ऐसा है ना. It is such experts are sitting. They know the value of what the performance is. I said, any Tom, Dick, and Harry is not sitting, sir. Okay. I can understand. I'm not trying to compare particular university with another university, particular university with any other organization, maybe a legal, judicial, etc. My submission to my lords is like this. When a high-level expert committee sits, sees what their performance is, and on that basis ask questions.
अब तो बाजार में आलू की भी ग्रेडिंग होने लगी. Nobody can say कि हम कह रहे हैं इसकी आलू भेज दीजिए.
So, उसी से तो एक्सपर्ट्स मालूमात करते हैं कि आपकी पकड़ और पहुंच कहां तक है.
जी, पहुंच. Yes, that is the right word.
No, पहुंच is not influence, sir. No, I'm sorry if my lord is being taking me on the other side. No, पहुंच means पहुंच into my subject matter.
Okay, पहुंच into subject matter.
Deep I am in my subject.
जी.
That is how an expert can always visualize after asking something in interview.
Right.
क्योंकि all those performances have been catered for, filtered, and brought before the committee, my lords.
जी.
So accordingly, we come to next page, my lords.
जी.
Page 17.
Yes.
The last but one paragraph of it, we have respectfully, all the case laws, we have respectfully considered the aforesaid judgment and find that the courts have a very limited role, particularly when no malafide of the selection. ऐसा तो malafide का एक word नहीं है selection committee के बारे में. Against the experts constituting the selection committee, it would normally be prudent, wholesome, and safe for the courts to leave the decisions to the academicians and experts. As a matter of principle, the court should never make an endeavor to sit in appeal over the decision of the experts. The courts must realize and appreciate its constraints and limitation in academic matters, my lords. The next for my lord's appreciation would be that she participated. My lord is well aware of it, but you permit me, I won't be reading it. This is 2023 SEC online. The relevant para is 61 to 69.
Yes.
I won't be reading it, Malad, because it's already there. Right, Malad? Then we have 2000 AIR 2018 volume 15 Supreme Court cases 796 that High Court cannot sit over the recommendations of the selection committee. The relevant paragraphs would be, my lords, 15 and 16.
Yes.
So what do we get from this? I'll be very precise in bringing it out. A, the much insistence of the petitioner is on the shortlisting, which is nothing but a screening or a scrutiny committee. It's an in-house committee, nothing to do with the merit at all.
Right.
He makes that as a basis, compares with others to say that she's more meritorious, all of them, though she gets an opportunity for to participate in the interview. And therefore she says, when I'm most meritorious, why I should not excel in my interview also. My lord, it won't be looked at from that angle. It will be looked from an angle that everybody has had their research, etc. performances. How the expert visualizes, how you answer on the work that you have done. Not necessarily it needs to be penned down in a mark sheet to be prepared and circulated. Certainly not. What is important is the recommendations of the committee. Nothing more and nothing less, my lords. This is number one. Number two, she comes to the court after 4 years. She doesn't challenge.
That you have already said.
She doesn't. On this, these are the grounds of delay, my lord. Therefore, we say the petition deserves to be dismissed. I stand obliged to my lord.
Thank you. जी, क्या कहा आपने?
Apart from what has been stated by Learned Senior just now, Lord, it has come up on record, Lord, that the procedure which was adopted there was no fault on it. No. There is no
Don't
malified.
repeat. Agar if you want to say something else,
Lord, my
what has
submission
already been said, then
Lord,
please.
my submission is, Lord, that the anxiety of your lordship, Lord, that there were no marks so far as interview was concerned, Lord. this honorable court or and honorable Supreme Court also, my lord, your lordships have also considered in one of the cases, my lord, and in Supreme Court also has said, my lord, that if there is no procedure, if there is no necessity of giving the marks, there is no requirement that it should be considered.
Okay. So please show me the statute which says that there is no need to give marks.
Lord,
That
they said that it has to be recommendation.
No.
Recommendation cannot be quantified. Weightage is to be seen, Lord. Their word is weightage. There is no marks.
Okay.
They have.
अब बताइएगा क्या है पर्ची, क्या है ये? तो विधानसभा में जैसे अफसर लोग नेताओं को देते हैं पर्ची, अभी गए विधानसभा देखने के लिए नहीं गए, क्योंकि नेता लोग पढ़ के नहीं आते हैं, तो वो अपने जो सेक्रेटरी बैठे रहते हैं वो पर्ची देते हैं कि साहब ये बोलना है आपको, ये बोलना है साहब, गलत मत बोल दीजिएगा। नहीं, आपने कभी विधानसभा की प्रोसीडिंग देखी? नहीं देखी? कभी जाइएगा, इट विल बी अ वंडरफुल एक्सपीरियंस। The minister is continuously briefed by the officers.
The livelihood of my clients.
No, it's not a question of livelihood.
They may be.
See what is mentioned in that
No,
parchi.
Lord, she
Let us
has
read that.
She was referring to that Act of 2009, Lord, wherein the procedure is prescribed that it is the weightage which that has been argued, Lord, that it is the weightage which has
मैंने आपसे बोला ना, जो चीज आर्ग्यू नहीं है वो बहस करिए, नई चीज लेकर आइए।
Lord, in fact, everything has been argued since, Lord. We have put forth, Lord, our arguments in my return itself, Lord. I have stated, Lord, that judgments have also been.
Whatever you are going to argue now, whatever points have been raised now, will be answered now.
Lord.
ठीक है ना? And don't say that what you have mentioned there, or I'll say that no other point is raised.
Lord, para 3 of my return,
your return is आइए.
That is 4072, Lord. Lord, I have relied upon a judgment, Lord, saying that the person who participated in the selection process and interview.
That madam has already cited.
Lord, then there is another aspect, Lord.
जी.
In Madan Lal's case, Lord.
2017 का 9 दीजिएगा SCC. Yes. ठीक है।
So, Lord, second.
You want to say something?
One more thing.
बताइए।
Para 7 of my return में kindly also.
पढ़िएगा para 7.
जी, Lord. The Honorable Apex Court in context.
आपके लेवल के वकील को जो है para 7 यहाँ से पढ़ना पड़ता है, आप ओरल आर्गुमेंट नहीं कर पाते।
Lord, because I have reiterated,
you are
Lord,
too upset because client is sitting behind.
No, Lord. It's because I have reiterated that, and therefore I am reading, Lord. The Honorable Apex Court, in the context of non-availability of any part of selection record in Lord, that 2007 volume 8 SCC, Lord, has specifically said that because the record could not be produced in view of fact they were not available, no inference or as to the malefides can be drawn against the members of selection committee, Lord. This was one of the, and the burden of establishing the malefides, Lord, was heavily upon the person who is alleging malefides.
2007 का 8 दीजिएगा। लाए हैं आप फोटोकॉपी? किताब की लिस्ट भी नहीं दे पाते सुबह आप लोग।
Lord,
सुबह किताब की लिस्ट क्यों नहीं दी थी आपने?
But since I reproduced
where you want to take this High Court? Should we read on the dotted lines?
No.
What is the propriety?
Lord,
इस हाई कोर्ट का इतना पतन हो चुका है, ब्रीफिंग काउंसिल को केस नहीं मालूम रहता, वकील साहब किताब नहीं देते, किताब की लिस्ट नहीं देते। दीजिएगा।
Lord, all these judgments have been considered in 2023, which Madam has relied upon, Lord.
Then why you are unnecessarily?
Lord, because these points have not, your lordships have said, Lord, that those points which are being argued, Lord, are to be considered, Lord.
जी बताइएगा। त्रिवेणी हिमांशु का कौन सा पैरा है? You are referring to which paragraph?
Lord.
पढ़ के आना चाहिए वकील साहब, स्पेशली जब क्लाइंट पीछे बैठा हो, पर्ची देने की स्थिति में हो।
Lord,
यहाँ तो ये हो रहा है कि मरीज जो है डॉक्टर को गाइड कर रहा है, डॉक्टर साहब ये वाली दवाई लिख दो, ये वाला टेस्ट लिख दो।
Lord, all material is on record, Lord. Your lordship.
ठीक है, चलिए। Yes, Mr. Agarwal.
Mr. Uttam Maheshwari is also.
हाँ, उनको भी कुछ कहना है। किसको असिस्ट कर रहे हैं आप? तो हो गया ना।
Lord,
दो issues
11:24
limitation.
11:24 I will take 15 minutes, but watch me. They have taken 1 hour, Lord, more than 1 hour.
हाँ ठीक है, they have taken almost
Lord,
1 hour.
two technical objections have been raised, Lord.
Yes.
First, there is a delay of about 4 years in filing the present writ petition,
जी.
and therefore on the ground of delay itself, Lord, the petition deserves to be dismissed.
जी.
This is their first objection.
जी.
Now, my lord, the Executive Council passed the resolution accepting the recommendation of the selection committee on 24/5. The lordship may kindly note the date 24/5/2013.
13.
30. 24/5/2013. And on 2/6/2013, all these things were not disclosed. On 2/6/2013, I submitted an application under the RTI seeking, my lord, the scorecards, the applications, and the recommendations of the selection committee. My lord, this application is dated 7/6/2013.
Just a minute. On 2/6 or 7/6?
7/6. 7/6.
7/6 you submitted an application under RTI.
RTI. My lord, that is annexure REJ 3 at page 23.
Annexure R.
EJ 3, rejoinder 3. I sought that,
along with IA number.
my lord, this is a rejoinder.
Rejoinder, yes. 2017 का.
जी.
Yes.
Now जानकारी चाहिए जिसमें मैंने मांगा कैटेगरी एवं रिक्त पद, एकेडमिक स्कोर, प्रेजेंटेशन स्कोर, साक्षात्कार स्कोर. I sought these information as to how many marks have been awarded under academic score.
साक्षात्कार score.
साक्षात्कार का भी तीनों चाहिए मान.
जी.
But this was not supplied to me.
जी.
Only the document, my lord, the recommendation made by the selection committee was supplied, my lord.
When?
And other things were not supplied, my lord. The academic were not supplied.
When was that supplied to you?
My lord, that was supplied in 2014.
Date बताएंगे उसकी?
My lord, initially it is 11/10/2013.
जी.
Then against the action of the university not supplying the documents, my lord, information,
जी.
I preferred an appeal, my lord.
जी.
Now my appeal was decided by the appellate committee on 19/10/2016. No, I'm sorry, 26/12/2000. 26/12/2016.
नहीं थोड़ा सा ये तो आपकी अपील 26/9 को इन्होंने क्या इन्फॉर्मेशन देने से मना कर दिया?
मना कर दिया.
वो कहाँ है ऑर्डर?
वो दिया नहीं. They did not supply, my lord. Refuse नहीं किया, but they did not supply the information. That
filed appeal.
Appeal. Then appeal was decided on 26/12/2016, my lord.
26/12/2016.
The university was directed to supply all the information, my lord.
कहाँ है वो अपील का? REJ 7 की डेट है
21/2/2017.
17 से आपको फिर जानकारी दी गई.
जानकारी दी. Now, my lord, the information was supplied, my lord. Your lordship may kindly see the next page. This is the information which was supplied.
एक सेकंड.
Ultimate, finally, my lord.
जी ये सब चीजें आपने यूनिवर्सिटी से छुपा ली थी क्या?
ये जी
के बारे में कुछ बताया नहीं यूनिवर्सिटी ने?
हाँ, यूनिवर्सिटी ने बताया नहीं, जबकि रिजॉइंडर उन्होंने पढ़ा.
पढ़ा होगा ऐसा
नहीं,
प्रेजेंटेशन.
अभी उन्होंने REJ 2 refer किया है. That means she must have gone through my rejoinder.
जी.
Now, this was supplied, my lord, on February 2017. If your lordship may see the next page,
Yes.
by which the information was supplied.
Yes.
Now, all these information was supplied to me, my lord, in the month of February 2017.
And then petition is filed.
Then petition is filed. So there is absolutely, my lord, the petition was filed in February 2017 itself.
जी.
Now, without these information, particularly, my lord, the marks awarded in the academic performance appraisal,
जी.
unless until these are supplied to me, my lord, I could not ascertain, my lord, where I stand.
जी.
And therefore, my lord, only when these information was supplied, my lord, particularly those containing an annexure P5, my lord,
जी.
relevant data, I could not have preferred this petition. So there is no deliberate or willful delay, my lord, in approaching this honorable court. It is only when the information was supplied, particularly those relating to the marks obtained, my lord,
जी.
then, my lord, the petition came to be filed.
जी.
So my first submission is there is no delay, my lord.
Right.
It is only when I collected full information. Otherwise, my lord, half-heartedly I could not have come.
Right.
Without these API score indicators, my lord, I could not have approached this honorable court.
Right.
So first submission is there is no delay.
जी.
Now second, my lord, the second objection is, my lord, that I, having participated in the process of selection, I am stopped from challenging the selection process. This is their argument. I have challenged, my lord, that they have not followed the selection process, my lord, prescribed under the ordinance
जी.
by not awarding the marks for the interim, my lord, which is 20.
जी.
So all those judgments which they have relied upon, my lord, they are on the point, my lord, that after participating in the selection process unsuccessfully, the candidate cannot be permitted to turn around and question the selection process itself. Whereas in the present case, my lord, I am not challenging the selection process. I am challenging the action of the respondents in not following the selection process which is prescribed in the statutory ordinance
Page 29.
29.
Yes.
It says, my lord, academic record and research performance 50% marks.
वो पढ़ चुका मैडम बहन
हाँ,
पढ़
तो
चुकी है वो.
उसके लिए ये, my lord, this is a part of the selection process.
जी.
50% marks are allocated for academic record and research analysis, 30% assessment of domain knowledge and teaching skills, and 20% for interview.
performance.
And thereafter, on the basis of aggregate of all these parameters, my lord, the select list is required to be prepared.
Yes.
Aggregate of these marks, my lord.
Yes.
Not only on the basis of interview, my lord. There has to be an aggregate. Now, my lord, the entire case, my lord, which is being projected, that this annexure P5, my lord, which we say, my lord, is the performance indicator, my lord. That is the first two.
That was a part of the scrutiny, preliminary scrutiny.
No, my lord, my submission is.
This is your submission.
My submission, it is part of the first two stages. That is academic record and research performance and assessment of domain knowledge.
So only interview was-
80% का, हाँ, केवल इंटरव्यू. तो इस 80% का जो आता है, ये एनेक्स P5 है. This is not simply a short listing.
ठीक है.
Your lordship may see, this, it clearly says,
ठीक है. I have understood it.
yeah, I will not repeat. So, this, in the first two stages, I secured 29.5% marks.
Yes.
And interview is only of 20 marks.
Yes.
Now, if you lordship may see the chart which I have given. I belong to OBC category.
Chart is annexure.
And that page 8 of my petition,
Page 8
the marks which has been allocated in the first two stages of the selection
तो आपने
process.
बता दिया था आपके 29 पॉइंट
हाँ.
थे. मैडम
और
यादव
11
मैडम यादव के 27 थे.
जी.
ठीक है ना. वही चार्ट है ना. ये?
वही चार्ट है. और अनिल कुमार कश्यप की 11.5 है, who has been recommended in the OBC category.
हाँ ठीक है. We are concerned with Anil Kumar Kashyap and Madam Yadav. Babita
In
Yadav.
fact, all the candidates. I would be selected in general category, even if I am awarded average marks in the interview.
Yes, yes,
If I take it, that I am awarded average marks.
yes.
All the 5% forming part of the interview committee award me 1 mark also. Then also I would be top.
Yes.
Each member has 4 marks. If we divide 20 marks between 5 members of the committee, each member
नंबर भी मिल जाते तो
5 number
आपके 34.5 हो जाते.
34.5 हो जाते. तो भी मैं जनरल कैटेगरी में आता. Now, they say, that the selection committee made the recommendation, and and this honorable court cannot sit and appeal over the recommendation of selection. But what is the basis of making recommendation, by the selection committee? This is what I am questioning. Selection committee cannot act selectively. They cannot simply see the face and say that this person.
आर्गुमेंट हो तो गया कि पहुंच देख के कर दिया.
वही मेरा आर्गुमेंट भी वही है. ये पूरा पहुंच देख के किया. Only on the basis of face.
इससे फेयर अरे नहीं मैडम आप उसको
It is on the lighter side. It is on the lighter side. It is on the
लाइटर साइड. मैंने अपने आप को करेक्ट करना भी चाहा और मैंने आपको बता दिया है कि मैंने जब ये कहा इज द नॉट ऑन दैट, इट इज हाउ मच इंटेंस अ टीचर
right
to be an assistant professor knows about it. That is what I was wanting to convey to my lordship. Nothing less and nothing more.
thank you
So, this selection person, there's one, annexure P8.
P8.
Now, Babita Kumari, she applied under the general category.
जी.
Page 66, is her application.
Page 66
Yes, annexure P8, page 66.
क्रीमी लेयर में आते होंगे इसलिए
हाँ, उनका recommendation हुआ OBC category.
कहाँ?
How she could have been appointed under the OBC category?
Page 66 yes.
Application, if your lordship may see, so and so category. On the right hand side, from the bottom, category work. सामान्य में टिक किया.
सामान्य yes.
Saman. And this is admitted. And her name, if your lordship may see the select list, that is at page 52, annexure P7.
Just a minute.
I just intervene. ये जो बता रहे हैं समरी, ये शॉर्टलिस्टेड का, ये मेंबर तो इंटरनल कमिटी.
एक सेकंड मैडम, कैटेगरी थोड़ा बदल जाएगी. आप इतना क्यों ना.
नहीं,
ये सिर्फ इतना बता रहे हैं अभी कि पेज 66 पर बबीता यादव मैडम ने.
Two committees are different. How can you compare?
No. Please wait. A candidate cannot apply in before for one post under general category and another for another post.
उसकी बात नहीं हो रही.
अभी क्या बात हो रही है कि उसको समझिए फिर आप रिएक्ट करिए. Your reaction is most welcome. What he is arguing is that on page 66 is the application which was filed by Madam Babita Yadav, Mrs. Babita Yadav. And it is mentioned, her category is mentioned as general category. Now a person who applies under general category, can he or she be recommended under the reserve category? This is the issue which he is raising.
क्योंकि basis ये बता रहे थे इसीलिए. That is the reason.
नहीं basis नहीं है. अभी आप वो merit अलग है.
कि पेज 31 का था इसीलिए.
इनकी जो recommendation है एग्जीक्यूटिव काउंसिल ने जो एक्सेप्ट किया उसमें भी ओबीसी लिखा.
हाँ वो देख रहे हैं.
उसमें भी ओबीसी लिखा.
अब recommendations is annexure.
Not annexure P7.
हाँ.
This is the selection list which was prepared by the selection committee.
जी.
Relevant is at page 52, last 7 names.
Yes.
In the School of Commerce and Management.
Management, yes.
Starts from Ashish Gupta. Then
Ashish Gupta.
Ashish Gupta.
नहीं, School of Commerce and Management मयंक अग्रवाल.
हाँ वो नहीं है सर, ये बिजनेस एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन का अलग है. लास्ट के 7 नाम
बिजनेस एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन का अलग.
मिस्टर आशीष गुप्ता से स्टार्ट होता है.
एक सेकंड मैं देखता हूँ कहाँ है.
इसी में 6वां 7वां नंबर है.
स्कूल ऑफ लॉ के नीचे बात.
नहीं सर, स्कूल ऑफ कॉमर्स एंड मैनेजमेंट.
हाँ
आपने ठीक पढ़ा, मयंक अग्रवाल पहला,
आशीष गुप्ता
इसी
ये
में आगे चले तो आशीष गुप्ता
अनरिजर्व अनरिजर्व
सुनीता वालिया अनरिजर्व,
हाँ
बबीता यादव ओबीसी.
ओबीसी
Now she applied for general category.
जी
Then Anil Kumar Kashyap, who got 11.5 marks in the first two stages, he has been recommended under OBC category.
उनका तो कोई डिस्प्यूट नहीं हो तो ओबीसी में अप्लाई किया था उन्होंने
अप्लाई किया था, लेकिन उनके मार्क्स सिर्फ 11.5 है, मेरे 29.5.
एक सेकंड
He secured only 11.5 marks in the first two stages of selection.
ठीक एनीथिंग एल्स
Now, my lord, the only question which boils down to this, my lord, whether this Annexure P5, my lord, which I say is the list, my lord, which was prepared on the basis of performance in the first two stages, my lord, whether that is, my lord, a part of the selection process or whether that is only a shortlisting of candidates. My lord.
even if it is presumed that it is shortlisting of candidate, then that could not have been totally distorted. And if it is distorted, some basis is to be assigned to it.
My lord.
That's as simple as that.
And
Anything
yes, my
else?
lord, I will conclude my submission, my lord, that in the affidavit they have admitted that records were available. My friend has cited one judgment.
पढ़ लिया record.
Records were available with the university and they have admitted that no marks have been awarded for the interview.
Yes, देख लिया.
And if we accept their argument that this is shortlisting, then where are the marks, my lord, for the first two phases of selection process? Academic performance.
This writ petition is filed, being aggrieved of.
Well, look, can I just clarify?
हाँ, please.
My lord, as far as the shortlisting documents are concerned, my lord, the committee that has done the shortlisting is different from the
Short.
बुला लीजिए. हाँ.
the selection committee and the scrutiny committee, shortlisting committee are two different committees. my
Yes,
lord.
yes.
That's one thing.
Yes.
The second thing regarding that application form of general category and this, my lord, may I see the pleadings of the petitioner, my lord?
Forget about the pleadings. Come to the document. Come to page 66.
My lord,
Whether you had filled
The
the
reason-
application and no, please. Once you fill an application under general category, how can you be recommended
I'll
under?
just answer it, my lord. Just give me a minute, my lord.
Please.
There was a specific pleading of the petitioner himself that there was the roster was not being followed. So all application forms were filled as a general candidate. And then being a rolling advert, this thing, my lord.
कश्यप साहब का फॉर्म भी देख लेते हैं, वो भी जनरल कैंडिडेट के रूप में ही क्या?
देख ले सर, उनके का भी है.
My lord, may just see the
Petitioner-
pleading. My
petitioner का तो
lord,
उसी
may just see
category
the, my lord, may just see the, this is why drawing attention.
वो
my lord.
बताइएगा.
That at this juncture, it would be important to state
हाँ,
here that while issuing the
कहाँ
advertisement,
पढ़ रहे हैं आप?
paragraph 5.5, my lord,
Of the petition. हाँ पढ़िएगा.
that while issuing the advertisement date 30/10/2010, the respondents have not showed the reservation roster applicable on the advertised post as detailed by the central government.
जी.
In this regard, so this is the reason why, Lord, that she had filled the form as a general candidate.
This is
And
an
being a
afterthought.
rolling,
This is an afterthought.
no, my lord, it's not an afterthought.
You will not change your category merely
It
because,
being a rolling
for
advert-
example, if I belong to SC category, if I fill a form, may there be no reservation prescribed, still I'll show myself to be an SC.
In her case, my lord, in her case, what she has done is since it was a rolling advertisement, she updated her form.
फिर हमें दूसरा इशू भी इसमें एडवर्ट करना पड़ेगा कि इनका जो है जांच कास्ट सर्टिफिकेट की जांच करानी पड़ेगी.
My lord,
नहीं,
my lord, no doubt
क्योंकि ये जो है
There's no doubt about her caste. There's
क्रीमी
no
लेयर
doubt.
वाले जो हैं, they are not entitled.
There's no doubt about her caste, my lord. There's, she
नहीं,
has
it
no
is
doubt
not the
about
caste. It is not the caste. The OBC reservation has a connotation of creamy layer. That is what Indra Shani says. And then we'll have to
But-
say that. But नहीं,
That is nobody's case, my
Good,
lord.
good,
That is
good.
nobody's case.
अरे-
We cannot deviate so much to such an extent,
okay,
my lord.
चलिए.
Father is a government employee. She could not have made this very far.
I know that. उसमें लिखा हुआ फॉर्म में आपने पढ़ा दिया, 66 में देख लिया. इतना टाइम नहीं लगता वकील साहब कागज पढ़ने में. अब लिखा दें.
My lord. My lord.
Thank you. This writ petition is filed, being aggrieved of the fact that petitioner, who was one of the candidates for appointment in terms of the rolling open advertisement bearing number R-G03/T/P/RA/2010 dated 30th October 2010 to fill up the faculty positions in Dr. Hari Singh Gaur Vishwavidyalaya Sagar had applied for the post of assistant professor and associate professor respectively in the School of Commerce and Management, full stop. Copy of the advertisement is annexure P1, full stop. This exposes another big loophole in the whole selection process, that how authorities were bent upon in obliging their favored and selected candidates. Next para. Srimati Shobha Menon, learned counsel for the respondent university, submits that selection committee was constituted and thereafter recommendations of the selection committee were approved by the executive committee when impugned order of appointment was issued. Full stop. She raises issue of limitation and submits that petition having been filed after 4 years of declaration of the results is barred by limitation. Full stop. To support this contention, reliance is placed on the decision of Supreme Court in Meena Sharma versus State of Jammu and Kashmir and others 2020 का 15 SCC 648, and reading para 17, it is pointed out that a petition which was filed after 4 years of the first appointment, then challenge to such appointment after 4 years made in the year 2011 for a selection which had taken place on 3/12/2007 was held to make the petitioner disentitled to her claim any relief. Next paragraph. Similarly, it is submitted that Supreme Court in Vijay Kumar Kaul and others versus Union of India and others 2012 7 SCC 610 in paragraph 23 to 26 and especially paragraph 24 referring to the decision in Karnataka Power Corporation Limited versus K. Thangappan 2006 का 4 SCC 322 has held that within inverted commas 6 dot delay or laches is one of the factors which is to be borne in mind by the High Court when they exercise their discretionary powers under Article 226 of the Constitution. Full stop. This court would have stopped here, but looking to the fact that much time has lapsed and then the attitude of the university and the submissions made by the university creates a doubt about the fairness. Therefore, it is directed that the expert committee shall video record the proceedings of the interview and grant marks in the interview to each of the candidates, and after granting marks to the candidates for which the whole process will be video recorded, the university or the committee shall prepare a fresh merit list strictly under the category in which applications were made and pass a fresh order of merit, and in that order of merit selected persons will be given appointment. Next para, it is made clear that the cutoff date will be of 2013 only. Therefore, comparative merit of all the candidates are required to be adjudged on the date when the committee had met for the first time and expert committee had met for the first time, and merely the fact that 2 persons have left in between will not give a leeway to the expert committee to accommodate anybody else against the vacancies created by their resignation, because those posts are required to be re-advertised and cannot be filled through the advertisement which was issued in the year 2010. Next para. Before parting, it is necessary to point out that the expert committee and the EC were also not acting in propriety by recommending the name of the respondent number 4, Srimati, क्या नाम है? Babita Yadav, under the OBC category when she had admittedly filled her form under the general category. Full stop. This aspect too will be kept in mind by the expert committee and the universities, that the forms which were filled by the candidates at the initial stage are to be scrutinized as it is, and then interview is to be conducted, marks are to be assigned, and fresh merit list is to be prepared. Let this exercise be completed within 30 days of receipt of certified copy of the order.
Read your license.
Milord, can you make a request, Milord?
No
Two
request
requests. Just a humble submission, Milord. As far as the appointments are concerned, status to be maintained
No,
till that
sorry.
exercise. Milord.
Since this court has held that the conduct of the expert committee was neither transparent nor and was lacking in propriety, therefore all the appointments made in pursuance to the recommendations of the said expert committee, whose recommendations have been followed and are part of आइए दीजिएगा ये दिखाइए ये वो वाली होगी ये भी नहीं है और कागज दिखाइए सब इकट्ठे करके रखिएगा उसको जजमेंट टाइप करने में दिक्कत आएगी and therefore recommendations made and which are part of annexure
7.
C are hereby quashed.
Milord, regarding my application as a general candidate, I have subsequently updated that application. That may be considered.
लिखिएगा, Shri Brian De Silva at this stage submits that respondent number 4 had subsequently updated her application.
It being a rolling advertisement.
But the fact of the matter is that after the cutoff date for the application was over, there could
Milord,
not have
this is
been
a
any
rolling
change.
advertisement, Milord.
Sorry, there could not have been any change incorporated in the application, and the committee is required to consider the applications as were obtaining on the date of this last date of filing of the applications, and no such change can be accepted at the instance of Shri Brian De Silva or his client. Chaliye.
My lord.
University will also bear cost of this litigation, which is quantified at rupees 25,000.
Read your license. Taking my lost precious time,
Yes, therefore this cost.
Price it.